G'day.
G'day.
Thanks for stopping by.
Definitely.
Well, in this video, we are going to be checking out the Murray River.
Paul, in fact, we hope to be following the Murray River.
Yep.
We'll see how we go.
For almost its entirety. So today we are up in a place called Corryong, which is about 150 k's east of Wodonga.
Yeah.
We wanted to try and get as close to the source of the Murray as we possibly can with a caravan. And we think that that's probably a place called Indy Bridge, which we're heading to tomorrow. Today we are just staying in Corryong. There's a free camp here just by the golf club. Sports fields and that. So quite a nice spot. We're the only ones here, which is fine.
So this free camp, you can stay here for maximum 48 hours and you have to be totally self-contained. We checked out a good 750 metres, Paul.
Yep.
There might be a public toilet over in the sports ground.
It's a fair hike.
It is a fair hike, yeah, it really is. But you know, thank goodness we've got a toilet on
Yep.
board. Yeah. Oh, and it's called the Corryong RV Recreation Park.
Tomorrow morning we're going to be going to the info centre, try and get as much information as we can about the Murray River and where it starts and how close we can get to it.
Top up with water.
Yep.
Empty our toilet cassette, so
Yep.
we're all cool to go with these free camps.
Exactly. There. Now it is a bit cooler up here because, well, what is it? Beginning of June. So
Cooler?
yeah.
Is that the description? I would say cold.
No, it's not quite that bad yet. But, I mean, it's perfect really because there's not a breath of wind.
No, it is beautiful.
The sun's been out most of the day. It's just dropped over the back of the mountains now. So we're in the shade here rather than the sun going down. But it's not too bad. I think if it was windy, you'd probably feel the chill a bit more. Now, the road in, as you know, we've got a 23-foot caravan with the cruiser towing it. The road in was actually quite good. There was a couple of spots where you seemed to be climbing a little bit. The fuel consumption wasn't too bad. We ended up here, I think it's 21 litres per 100 k's. So it has bumped up a little bit since we got off the highway. But, I mean, overall, it's not too bad. Hopefully, on the way back, it's a bit downhill, so we use a bit less. See how we go. Just quickly, before we go there, let's backtrack a little. When we started planning for this trip, we were looking for an opportunity to incorporate more free camping, off-grid camping in our, I suppose, travels. And we thought, well, what better way to do that than a trip along the Murray River? There are so many places to stop along the way. It is just incredible. So before we hit the road, we thought we'd better get prepped up. And that meant stocking the fridge, filling the freezer, filling the cupboards, and as well as filling the gas bottles, the jerry cans. Certainly the diesel heater is going to get a bit of a workout, so we made sure we had plenty of diesel for that, as well as the unleaded for the generator, because I got a feeling we may need that. When we go off grid, we like to prepare a few meals before we go away. Just makes it a bit easier, so you don't rely on, like at the moment where we are, we've got power and water and everything we need to do a bit of prep. So to take away with us, we've prepared a barramundi green curry, which we're going to have some of tonight, but there'll be plenty left over for tomorrow and maybe even another night. And Wenda's made a beef and vegetable soup, which is so thick it's almost like a stew, but that'll do us for a few lunches as well. Wenda's put a few burgers together with mince and a few herbs and spices. So they're put aside, so we're all ready to go. How good does that look? We had a very peaceful night here last night at the Corryong Recreation Reserve, but it was very peaceful and very quiet night. Got up this morning and it's very overcast and cloudy, so I'm not liking my chances of the solar panels recharging the battery again. I'll tell you, I don't know if we'll ever get our solar right. Yeah, for some reason I keep struggling. Anyway, doesn't matter, we've got the generator, so we figure, well, we'll just pop the generator on if we need to top up the power a bit and take it from there. But alright, tonight we're off to the information centre in Corryong here. Been given the heads up to go and have a chat to Lizzie. Thanks, Tony. And we'll see what we can find out about the source of the Murray and just exactly how far from it we are here.
We have found that information centres are a great place to learn about an area. They are normally staffed by local volunteers who love the area and know the area well.
Here in Corryong, they have a great facility where it's got a dump point, potable water and public toilets just on the edge of town. So you can come up here and fill up our water with potable water.
Our next stop was Indy Bridge. Only a short drive from Corryong, about 20 minutes, Paul, and the road was in excellent condition.
Indy Bridge was easy enough to find. The camp area is well signed. The gate was a bit narrow, but all good.
The track through the camp area was a bit up and down, with a couple of deep gutters.
They weren't so deep, but deep enough for me to remove the stabiliser bars to get better angles on the van and car. The battery was still struggling to recharge and the sun was refusing to come out, so looks like going to need the generator. Fortunately, we're the only ones here, so the noise won't bother anyone.
Right.
But the generator is pumping in 43, 44 amps.
Oh, good.
So it should charge up pretty quickly, hopefully.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Here at Indy Bridge, we're about 190 kilometres by road from the source of the Murray. Apparently in a straight line, only about 65 k's. Oh, and a hot tip, if you come into Indy Bridge, bring plenty of firewood. How nice is this?
We are heading out for the day, but first want to go and check out Indy Bridge.
The guys at the info centre told us that during the COVID border closures, they had a patrol here to stop people crossing into New South Wales. But the thing is, this road doesn't even go anywhere. It either circles back into Victoria or going the other way, it becomes a dead end. Well, today we are going to cross the border into New South Wales and head out through Cancobin out to Tom Groggin camp area.
Yeah, we want to go and we wanted to get as close to the source of the Murray as possible, and this is about as far as we're going to go.
Yeah.
It's really, really accessible.
Yeah. You're going to go along the Alpine Way, so it's very mountainous, windy and hilly area.
They suggest that you do not bring your caravan along the Alpine Way.
Yeah.
Signs everywhere.
But you could actually take your van up there. But I tell you what, it's those type of roads really put a strain on your transmission and your car.
Yeah. And your brakes.
And downhill, you're likely to be cooking your brakes. So we figure, well, we don't need to stay out there, but we did want to go and have a look.
Yeah.
So Tom Groggin campground is about 70 kilometres shy of the source of the Murray.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll go out and have a look. We believe you can cross the river there to get into Victoria. So that'll be interesting to see how we go with any four-wheel driving across the river.
They do say, Paul, that between May and November, it's not suggested.
Okay. That's because the water levels go up, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe it flows faster, I'm not sure.
Could be. Anyway, let's go out and check out Tom Groggin camp area.
Yep. And let's get closer to the source of the Murray.
Let's. We'd forgotten all about it, but the road actually takes you right past the Snowy Mountains hydro scheme. I think it's Murray Pump 1.
Even up here there are rivers that feed into the Murray, like the Swampy Plains River, which eventually runs into the Murray down near Corryong. It was a very quiet drive to Tom Groggin, and we only passed a couple of other cars on the way in. We think they were both council or ranger cars.
So the Tom Groggin camp area, you do have to book it to get a site here. Like there's plenty of sites around.
Lovely flat area.
Yeah. But you do have to book it. And what is it, $6 booking fee?
I think it's $6 booking fee. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's a fee you pay to camp there. I'll look into that and I'll put a thing up on the screen.
Yeah,
to show.
definitely. It's a nice place though, Paul, isn't it? It's a lovely place. Just be aware that you're gonna there's brumbies on site.
Yep.
Lots of kangaroos and wallabies.
Yeah,
And,
wildlife galore.
I know, it's amazing.
But imagine in the warmer months to be others around like wombats and what have you.
Yeah, that would be so good. I want to come back in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
There's also a section here where you can cross the river to get back into Victoria, into the Alpine Park in Victoria. And we thought we'd like to have a go at that. So we've driven down there and had a look. We didn't like our chances, particularly being on our own.
Yeah,
so
particularly being on our own. No.
But we got some great shots of it. Did drive down to the river, and so I can say I've been on there.
You've dipped the car into the Murray, Paul.
Yep, dipped the tyres in.
Yeah, dip the tyres in. Yeah, I tell you what, it's freezing cold though. Oh my goodness, so cold. Yeah, it's a nice place though, Paul, isn't it? It's a lovely place. I was just really, really rapt to see brumbies.
Yep.
So, no, I have seen brumbies before, but in Silverton.
Yep.
Remember? But I was
just to see them here.
I know. It's just amazing.
So the source of the Murray River apparently is a swamp or a plain or something about 70 kilometres upstream. But there's also some conjecture about where the actual Murray starts. We were speaking to Lorraine and Lizzie in the Corryong Visitor Centre. Very
Apparently
helpful.
nobody can really agree.
But the local Indigenous people call it Indi.
Or Indi, we're not sure. One of
Indi
those.
River. And it becomes the Murray River somewhere along the track there.
Somewhere on Brigabong, I heard.
Yeah.
Brigabong. Yeah, I think that's where it kind of starts. Well, that's where it raises.
Yeah.
It's very, very shallow down at Tom Groggin, as it is at Indi Bridge.
Yeah.
Indi Bridge, it's still really, really shallow. It's wider. It's wider than I anticipated, but it's incredibly shallow. It is not the mighty Murray River.
No paddle steamers up here.
They wouldn't get very far, would they?
No.
In fact, I'm not sure that you could really get a kayak in there, to be honest. It's that shallow.
But anyway, it's about as far as we're going to get up the Murray River on this occasion. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I am too,
Now, having been on the road, we could have got the van in. I don't know that I would because, I mean, the amount of fuel we would use to get up there, and it really is just a day visit. I mean, if you're going to stay, you're going to stay. But again, for our purpose, it was great to get up there with the four-wheel drive. It was nice and easy drive through the mountains.
Yeah, it was.
A bit twisty and turny, keep the speed down. There's a speed
steep
limit
in places.
Yeah, the speed limit of 60 kilometres along the way. So you'd take a while to get in there, but it was a very pleasant drive.
It was, yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Would we take our van in there? We could, but would we?
Probably
You
not.
know what? I think it might
don't think
actually
we'd bother.
strain the car, on these kind of mountainous, windy, steep roads.
Cooking the brakes on some of those downhill runs. So
Yeah, exactly.
no, I'm happy with what we've done.
Yeah, me too.
I think we got to see closer to the source of the Murray than I've actually been before.
So the Tom Groggin campsite is around about 70 kilometres from the actual source. We're happy with that.
Yep.
That's good.
It is. Time for lunch.
Yum.
Making good use of that beef soup you made. That is delicious.
And it's nice and warm because it's so cold up there. Don't you think?
I didn't think it was that bad, actually. I'm surprised how mild the weather is. I mean, if I say mild, like it's only about 10 degrees, but the sun's out and there's barely a wind. Like when the wind blows, you can feel it. It is icy. But when it's still, if you're in the sun and protected from the wind, it's actually not that bad.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was that bad.
I'm going to enjoy my warm soup and crackers.
A nice hearty warm soup is very good.
It is.
Anyway, let's have lunch.
Yep.
So as well as the camping area, there's also a day use area which has got plenty of tables and barbecues, fire pits. It's even got a public toilet here as well, so that's handy. It doesn't have any rubbish bins, so they say any rubbish you have, take it home with you.
Tell you what, Paul, the toilets at the Tom Groggin campground are the cleanest drop toilets I've ever seen.
Cool.
I was very, very impressed.
There's also quite a few day use areas along the way. that you can stop at. Most of them look pretty good, Nick. They're really well set up and cater well for travellers and visitors.
Well looked after. And there's even got a shelter and some fireplaces.
Yeah.
You know, if you'd like to have like a barbie for lunch or something.
So I've come out to Scammell's Lookout.
So we're here at the lookout. Here's Campground, and right here's Tom Groggin down here. If we'd have gone on a little bit further, we would have got to the Thredbo village. We're skiing at the Thredbo village. Wow, and then you could go further and you get to Jindabyne. I don't know if you can see the snow up on top of those mountains. But I tell you what, the chill factor in the air, you can tell that there's mountains up there. It's freezing.
Up on the top there, you can see the snow up on the top of the mountains. Unreal. After a day out, back here, and van looks good. No dramas. The thing is to remember to switch the alarm off before you go in the van. Before, I've actually gone into the van and forgot to switch it off and set off the alarm. It scared the crap out of me. But anyway, so there hasn't been much sun about today again, so the battery hasn't charged up. This morning it was sitting at 69% and it's only gone up to 78, so less than 10% with the battery on today. It's only currently charging at 1.8 amps, so it's not really pumping up much. I'll still have to run the generator again tonight to make sure we've got plenty of power.
Hey, Paul. Hi. Hi.
Come and check this out.
Hang on a minute. All right. What do you got? Wine? Oh,
bacon and onions. I was more focused on it.
Yum. What's that with? What are we going to have with that?
Burgers.
The burgers I made?
Yes.
Yum.
Yeah, the burgers looking good.
Yeah, looking good. Homemade burgers. Yum, yum, yum.
How good's this? The weather has just been fantastic. I mean, for this time of year, to have this type of weather is just incredible. We've got lovely blue skies right by the river here. It is the perfect setup. So Indy Bridge Camping Reserve is about 15-20 minutes out of Corryong. It's a very secluded spot. We've had the whole place to ourselves the whole time. So this is our third day here. We're leaving today. So we had 2 nights and 3 days here. And it's been fantastic. It does only have the single drop toilet in the middle of the paddock over there, but that's been fine. You do need to be self-contained. There's absolutely nothing here. In this particular camp spot here, 20 minutes into Corryong, I think it's about another 15-20 minutes into Campground. So they'd be your nearest towns. We're going to go and check out another free camp called Lighthouse Reserve. I'm not sure why Lighthouse out here in the middle of the country, but anyway, we go and check out this place and see what it's like. It gets good reviews. On the way out, we're going to call into Corryong to top up our water again and maybe grab a few supplies. Might grab some more firewood. Don't know if there's going to be firewood there. There wasn't any here, so we had to bring our own firewood in. But overall, I think this has been a great spot to spend a couple of nights here. As I said, it's been so peaceful and quiet. Anyway, let's go check out the next spot.
It was about a 20-minute drive from Indy Bridge to Lighthouse Crossing, plus a few extra kilometres for a quick stop into Corryong. The track in was a little rough, but nothing to be too concerned about.
The area here is very level and flat, which was great for setting the van on.
And here we are again, Paul. Fire, wine, sunset. Doing it tough, eh?
Yeah. Well, we spent a very peaceful night here at the Lighthouse Crossing Reserve. It's a really nice free camp, a beautiful area. There are, however, things you probably need to be aware of if you're going to come to this one. And there are a lot of cow pies on the ground everywhere here. I've driven through a few of them, so it's made a bit of a mess on the car. Wenda wasn't too pleased about it, but still, I mean, it's a beautiful spot, and if you can find a spot that's not littered with cow pies, then you've struck gold, I reckon, because the river here is flowing beautifully. I can't believe the weather. I mean, this time of year, early June, and still walk around in t-shirts. This, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's really nice. The other thing is, and I've read it on Wikicamps, there's a pump shed just at the back here, and apparently the farmer runs that periodically, similar to up at Indy Bridge as well. So we haven't heard it, didn't come on, but what we have heard is they've got a scattergun. One of the farmers obviously growing crops up here to keep the cockies out. Has got a scatter going, like every 30 seconds or so you hear it fire off, and it does make a noise. Now that started at about 9 o'clock this morning, and then last night he came and he turned it off at I think it was about 4:30. So through the night, very peaceful, couldn't hear a thing. It was really good. But I don't know, sitting here by the river, beautiful spot, but then every 30 seconds or so you hear that, the scattergun thing firing off. Could be a bit distracting. There was one other couple came in last night in a rooftop tent and parked over the back somewhere. But apart from that, we're the only ones here again. What we didn't take into account on this trip is that today is the beginning of the King's birthday weekend. And so we expect a lot of these places to fill up. So we're not going to hang around here for another day. We want to go on to Gads Bend, which was recommended to us by someone on Facebook. So we thought we'd go and check that out, see if we can get in, as long as we get there early enough and get a nice spot. The other one we're thinking of is Burraway Bend, which is down a bit further. That gets really good reviews. So we'll go and check those out. But first we're going to head into Walwa, which has water and a dump point. So we'll top up with water, empty our dump point, and check out the town of Walwa before heading off to Gads Bend.
It's about a 25-minute drive into Walwa. A few twists and turns in places, but quite flat.
Walwa is a nice little community. It's only a small town. It's got a general store here, the pub. The pub's got $15 lunch specials on for the meals, which is great. Very tempting, I must admit.
But we were a little early for lunch on this occasion.
We are now at Gads Bend Reserve. And it's about 7 or 8 k's out of Walwa. That's the nearest town, which is not much of a town, it's only pretty tiny, but it is close by. That's where we picked up our water from.
We picked up, we put our water.
Emptied the dump point.
Yeah, exactly.
We weren't just going to come here for one night and then move on to Burraway Bend. So we got here on a Friday, and thanks to our mates at Trip and Foodies, they reminded us that this was a long weekend. Anyway, so we got here around midday, and the place has filled up quite a bit with people taking advantage of the long weekend. And this weather, mind you. But so we decided, we might as well just stay here for the 3 nights, because we've got a ripper spot, and it really is a great spot here by the river, and just wait till the long weekend's over and then move on again. So for now, for the next few days, we'll spend it here, which is not a hard thing to take, particularly if this weather keeps up. Can't believe it, early June, and we're sitting here 20 degrees.
It's beautiful.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. And it's warm. The sun's warm. It's lovely.
T-shirt. It's also charging up our solar batteries, which is great too.
Yeah.
So we were, as I said before, we were having trouble trying to figure out how we're going to get our solar charged. But really, it is just a matter of not having any sun. You can have generators here, and there's a couple of folk around. They've got the generators running, which hasn't been too obtrusive or anything, so hasn't been bad. A few pups here, it's pet friendly here. A few little doggies running around, and it's kid friendly too. There's a few kids running around. Beautiful.
I love it here. I really do. It doesn't have a toilet, that's the only thing.
There's no facilities whatsoever here, so you can't get any water or any toilet facilities here.
But don't forget, Paul, Jingalig is only a few minutes up the road.
Oh, it's only a few kilometres.
Yeah, and it's got public toilets. It's got a
general store.
A general store.
Not much else.
Yeah.
So there are a few resources and places around where you can get hold of things if you need it.
Absolutely. Or just sit and relax.
One of our favourite camp dishes is the nasi goreng. I missed the start of it, but I put the bacon in. Now I've got peas and corn in there. I've got my own herbs and spices that I'll put together. I am sweet soy sauce and the sambal olive.
One of those really good free camping meals, isn't it?
So easy.
Yeah, have it with any protein, just your veggies. Oh, it's just a beautiful thing on its own or as a side, don't you reckon?
Mm-hmm. Got the porterhouse here. Alright, check this out. Dinner's ready. Porterhouse steak, truffle butter, nasi goreng, and some beans.
And carrots, come on.
Yum. I tell you, we've been really fortunate with the weather since we've been up here. It's been pretty good. Rained a little bit last night, but overall we've had a lot of sunshine for this time of year, I think. I don't know, maybe it is normally better. But we haven't had the freezing cold weather we thought we would. But this morning it is so foggy, and here there's just a mist, but it makes the river look magical. We've been here for 3 days and we're down to a quarter of a tank in each of the tanks. So the water's actually lasted real well. Haven't had a problem with it. The power, I don't know how we'd go today. It's been really foggy this morning. We didn't get it up to charge yesterday because of the weather. So I reckon we'd probably have to pull the generator out later today to maybe top it up, unless the sun comes bursting through and just shines all day. But we won't need to find out because we are off today. We're heading into a place called Ebden on the Hume Dam, Weir, whatever it is over there, over towards Wodonga. Going to spend a few days there, get some restock everything, got a few things to get in town, and then we'll hit the road again and do some more. But in the meantime, we're going to spend the morning here just by the river, got the fire going. Beautiful, so calm, even though it's a bit fresh, so calm and nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. Our mates at the Trip and Foodies heard we were up here at Gads Bend and were kind enough to go and grab a couple of coffees from the Talangata bakery and a couple of treats for us to share around the open fire before we head off. And with that, it was time to head off again and make our way back down to Ebden. Almost feels a bit sad ending this part of the journey. The gate is a bit narrow and there's a sharp bend at the end of it, so with our van we really need to pull out a fair way before we take the corner.
Bit of a rough road in, but we did it fine, not a problem at all with our 23-foot van. I just want to make sure that you avoid the deep ruts if you can. As you can see, Paul is avoiding the deep ruts.
I think now would be the perfect time to stay here. It looks like everyone's gone, and yeah, you'd almost have the place to yourself now.
One of the hazards of country driving is animals on the road. Roos, wallabies and, would you believe it, cows.
Come on, old girl, get a wriggle on.
The drive to Ebden took about 1.5 hours. A very nice drive beside the Lake Hume.
Turns out this is the wrong caravan park. There's 2 discovery parks on Lake Hume, one in New South Wales and one in Victoria. I don't know why, but we had to one in New South Wales. We should have been at the one in Victoria. So we need to cross the river and the border and go and check out the other one. Hopefully we've got a booking there. Alright, so I think this is the right one this time. We'll go and check and see if this is one we're actually booked into. There you go, yes, this is the right one, so we're finally at the right place. Nice little welcome pack here, a couple of marshmallow cooking sticks to make use of on these open fires coming up. Alright, let's get inside and set up and get restocked, ready for our next part of our adventure. Alright, so I've been here at the Discovery Park in Victoria, not the New South Wales one, on Lake Hume. This is our third night here. And tomorrow we're heading off again. It's been great to catch up with everything, although yesterday it just did not stop raining all day, which makes it really hard to get your washing clean and dry. But we managed to get the work done, and we managed to get most of our washing done. Today it's cleared up again this afternoon, so it's been really good. But it's a really nice spot here. It's not too bad actually. I think it cost us only about $78 for the 3 nights, so it's not bad at all. Great camp kitchen. There's barbecues. It does have a open fire pit here, but it's not quite the Murray River. But anyway, it'd be nice seeing that fired up with a few logs on it. Obviously, it's got a dump point here, toilets and showers, and spotlessly clean. It really is immaculate. Laundry's $4 a load. Dryer. There's only one of them working at the minute, but that's $1 a load. Interesting, I'm just saying, but it's interesting how the laundry is right next to the ladies' toilets. Just saying. Well, Lynn, how exciting was this first leg of this Murray River trip?
I know. It was actually amazing. I must admit, I'm enjoying being in a caravan park at the moment. You're getting all the washing done, regrouping, washing my hair. Oh, that's lovely.
It is nice having some little luxuries.
Yeah, it is.
No, I think that just about wraps up this video now. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and it's been helpful with some of the information we got in it. Next time we're going to be going from the Albury-Wodonga region. Not sure how far we get. We think we'll probably get down to Echuca this time around.
Yeah, we're hoping to get to Echuca this time around.
I'm looking forward to exploring the free camps along there.
Yeah.
And getting some more off-grid experience.
And maybe some of the not-so-free camps too.
See how we go.
Yeah, okay, good.
Has kept us out of the pubs.
Sure has.
And we've had to cook a lot more.
Yeah, that's been good. I've enjoyed that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Bye for now.
Bye.